Hello, hi, good morning, everyone. Just give it a couple of seconds for the participants to connect. See the numbers going up now. Maybe give it another 30 seconds before we start. Okay, so to get the ball rolling, good afternoon, everyone. To those in the UAE, good morning to Angie, our main speaker today from Poland, and good day to everyone all over the globe. My name is Shafir. I represent the Sharjah Research and Technology Innovation Park, and thank you everyone for joining us today for a very nice session discussing water technologies and wastewater treatment by SRTIP. Before I hand over to our expert speaker for the day, I would like to very quickly go over what it is we do here at Sharjah Research and Technology Innovation Park, and how we collaborate with several entities like Greentech in identifying innovation technologies all around the world. Just quickly skip through. The Sharjah Research and Technology Innovation Park is under the chairmanship of His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi. It was launched in 2016. Mainly to promote research, development, industry tie-ups, and innovative enterprises. And mainly we have been working the last, I would say, 2 years coming out of stealth mode and entrenching companies from all over the world. So while we established in 2016, we officially commenced operations towards the end of 2018 and early 2019. And we currently have over 70 companies of different sizes, from startups to SMEs to conglomerates cooperating with us at this stage. Of course, the entire strategy of the park has been developed by the American University of Sharjah. We are wholly owned by AUS. And we were engaged with Fraunhofer IPK to basically discuss the current existing capabilities and what we can do for the future opportunities in the region. Just to quickly talk about AUS, it was founded back in 1997 by His Highness. Currently, we have a diverse student body of over 6,000 students from across 90 different countries. The faculty is actually spending over 25% of their time purely on research. It happens to be one of the leading universities in the region and top 10 in the Arab region as well. The park itself is a platform in promoting an innovation ecosystem towards research and development, business growth, and we utilize the triple helix collaboration across the government, private sector, and the academia sector to really put together the brightest minds in understanding solutions for the current environment. As I mentioned earlier, we host over 70 entities across environment, renewables, digitization, mobility, smart cities, industry 4.0, and health tech. And we're proud to have one of our partners here who will be speaking in a short time as well. Just to quickly go over our vision, mission, and the key objectives. The primary focus, of course, is to really put together an innovation ecosystem and support our partners to scale and build their technologies from within the park and showcase their solutions to not just the emirate, but to the region. And all the other elements sort of form a subsequent element to building this innovation ecosystem. So we hope to generate employment, which is why we're located adjacent to the American University of Sharjah and developing a very niche talent pool. Everyone talks about knowledge economy, and we're really proud to push together a tangible on-the-ground element in providing facilities for commercialization of research and development and actually catalyzing this knowledge economy that His Highness is so proud to push forward. And ultimately, this is all for the future. We want to ensure that the future is there for the upcoming generations, and we really have the right kind of technologies in pushing our agendas forward. Very quickly to cover the main focus areas of the park. We indulge in environmental technology, renewable energy, digitization, mobility, logistics, and smart cities, production design and architecture, as well as water technology, which is what we'll be focusing on the webinar today. Of course, COVID has really put us in a position to diversify our areas of focus. So we really are moving into healthcare, cybersecurity, several other segments as well. So we really are thinking on our feet in a very flexible manner. Currently, after being 4 years in operation, 2 years on the field operation, we are proud to say that we already have 6 anchor deep tech projects that are already deployed within the park, focused on photovoltaics, Agritech, 3D concrete printing, additive manufacturing, augmented reality, virtual reality experiential center, and a mass transport innovation system, all that are located within the park. And in 2019 itself, we have over $100 million have been invested by our ecosystem partners within the park. And as I mentioned earlier, we are now currently home to over 75 companies of different sizes. The whole ambit actually falls into place when we say that we are located adjacent to University City, which hosts over 22 institutions that include American University of Sharjah and the University of Sharjah, which host over 40,000 students and are home to more than 2,000 PhD holders in this concentrated area. So it's really a melting pot of talent located adjacent to us. Of course, we have a very global vision. We work very closely with several international partners along the lines of ABB, Fraunhofer, IDEO, Catapult, Smart Cities, United Nations, and so on and so forth. And we continue to grow these collaborations to different countries and establishments and universities and institutes all across the globe, because we're aware that collaboration in the current segment is going to be the precursor for technology and innovation expansion. Of course, just to quickly say, we are also operating as a free zone as how we're underpinned. So all the facilities of having 100% ownership of your entity and so on, once you do set up with us, you have complete ownership. We are a licensing authority on our own, and we have all the other benefits of a free zone entity while being first and foremost a technology and innovation park. Just to quickly go over, this is our initial master plan. Of course, we are changing these as we go on. Our aim is to have over 200 of the world's leading innovation companies of entrepreneurs and startups and SMEs in the very near future, close to Q1 of 2022. These are a few of the companies that are our partners. Obviously, we need to update this slide now that we have a few of them who have joined us in the last couple of months. So probably in the next webinar, we will have definitely a few more logos that will go up here, ranging from Until to Kafu to Skyway, and many of these partners are growing exponentially as we speak. Very proud to have conducted our Accelerator Program. We actually started it as soon as COVID hit in March. We were contemplating whether to do this virtually or not. We decided to go ahead virtually, and Tariq, one of my colleagues, actually led this Accelerator Program. We attracted over 515 applications from 48 different countries. We narrowed it down to 30, and our expert panel actually narrowed it down to 8 entities, and we did the final pitch competition in November. And we should be announcing our winner in the coming weeks, possibly in the first week of January as well. So very exciting Accelerator Program that we conducted along the lines of additive manufacturing, building green buildings, and so on. Excited to announce the winner very shortly. One of our pride and joy is our soil lab. and which is the Sharjah Open Innovation Labs, where we have different types of prototyping equipment available. We will be completing the first phase in early January. We will have different types of equipment for rapid prototyping to printing metals, plastics. We have different types of CNC machines for wood, textiles. So we really want this to be a melting pot for not just the mid-level entrepreneurs, but early stage entrepreneurs who are just coming out of college, who would not necessarily have access to such expensive equipment, but really drive an entrepreneurship ecosystem to all our partners. Very, very quickly going to go through a couple of our partners here within the park. Again, this is something that we need to update with some of the partners that have come through recently. Kafu happens to be initially launched as purely a fuel delivery model, but now they're expanding and looking to develop a research and development center here and expanding their applications, not just for fuel delivery, but also for the real estate department and so on. We worked very closely with Together, a Dutch company, on as a test bed for autonomous vehicles, autonomous and electric vehicles. Another anchor project is the Skyway Innovation Center. Initially started off with a 500-meter pilot of a people moving pod, just seating 4 people. Now we're completing the second and third phases, which will be a 3-kilometer stretch from one end of the other, testing not just people moving, but cargo and logistics as well. This is a quick image of His Highness inaugurating the initial 500-meter pilot project in November of 2019. We hope we are on roads to being one of the largest 3D manufacturing hubs in the region. We mentioned about Soil Lab a little bit earlier, and we work very closely with Middle East Engineering Technologies. We just completed a 2-week pilot of 3D printed villa. Anyone who is keen to come down, we're really keen to showcase this R&D, live R&D experiment of a 3D printed villa. We work very closely with Mensa on additive manufacturing technologies, 45 different plastics, different types of metals, acrylic and polymers as well. A couple of other companies in the AI and digitization spheres include AI Directions and Nokia in their 5G applications. We're really pushing forward with our Agritech and different types of technologies in promoting food security. We work very closely with the Food Security Department in the UAE, as well as the Ministry of Climate Change. We have a potential live example here with us as well, where different companies within our ecosystem collaborate in pushing forward the agenda of not just Agritech, but all the other add-on technologies that would support the ecosystem, for example, in terms of water technologies as well. And a few other partners in the health and biotech segment that we've been expanding this year. Virtue R&D is an artificial intelligence technology used for psychology. They do augmented reality as well. Naphtha Health is started off as purely a digital platform for women's health, and now they've diversified into actual devices that are enabling women's health, and one of the award-winning startups within our ecosystem. Just to wrap up, these are some of the entities that I could go on and on with the type of companies that we work with. But these are just a holistic view of the different companies that work with us. And I would like to pass on the debate into our expert who is here with us, Angie Payak, who will be discussing further about the environmental technologies and water-based technologies. That is the main focus of our webinar today. Agnieszka Payak, or Angie, how I'd like to call her, is a member of the Emirates Green Building Council. She's a lecturer and creator and editor of the popular portal slowfoodlife.com, a keen propagator of healthy lifestyle. She also happens to be the author of bestsellers such as Metabolic IQ, Your Health Diary, Shopping IQ, Smart Shopping, etc. Together with Dr. Gracia Payak, I hope I pronounced that correctly, for the last 14 years, they have been consistently building Health Empire. In April of 2018, she received a prestigious award from Paris in the category of Holistic Beauty Awards for the passion to acquire knowledge in the field of dietetics and healthy lifestyle and commitment to modern media education and promotion of pro-health issues. Of course, Angie happens to be an expert on several segments, and one segment that she will be covering today will be along the lines of water technologies and recycling of water. Without further ado, I would like to pass on the baton to Angie to get into the expert segment of the topic for today. Thank you very much, Angie, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to speak today about water and to follow up what Chef Hugh said. Maybe I will say a few words about our company. We established Aquacell in 2003. I joined the company in 2006. This is our mother company with headquarters in Poland. I have been working with Aquacell for the last 14 years. We focus mainly on water technology and electromagnetic radiation and holistic vision of healthy environment. And for the last 3 years, I've been building relations in Middle East. And finally, at 22nd November, we established our company in SRTIP Park, and we are very happy about that. From my perspective, like as entrepreneur, I can say that this is the best ecosystem I have ever met in the world. And I've been in 36 countries, and I've been working with more than 100 different organizations. And none of them was that active as SRTIP. So just in few weeks, once I was in UAE last time, we already started pilots with Agritech, Merlin, Shuruk, House of Wisdom, Sharjah collection, and many more to come. We hope to cooperate with printing lab as well to build our prototype UFO. It's unique floating object, and this is the prototype designed to restore the ocean and rebring marine life. So we are very happy that there are all the partners in one place with whom we can connect, basically changing the floors in the park. So I don't know any other that active space for entrepreneurs, innovative technologies and things many times believed to be crazy, but they are, as long as they don't come to the ground like it happens in SRTIP. So today we focus on wastewater, but I prepared more examples as we see water as a holistic circle, not only in terms of waste, but water we drink, water we swim in, water we irrigate with, and water we clean even the buildings with. So I will start from the structure of water. We focus on physical parameters of water. So before in the nature, water used to have structure, like you can see on the left picture. This is hexagonal molecule of water. And to compare, on the right side is a chaotic water molecule. The difference is that once the water molecules have hexagonal shape, they are able to build structure which is resistant to external factors such as pressure, temperature, pathogens. And nowadays, due to high pressure we use in pipelines, due to the distance that water has to do from the water plant to our homes, due to RO filtration, due to chemicals we use to purify the water, it's losing its structure. And this way, because there are so many factors which are affecting the structure, water cannot protect itself anymore. And that's why it's very easy for fungus, bacteria, and viruses to transmit through the water. So even if in theory the water is clean by the lab result, it's dead. We use this term to describe dead water which has no structure, so it doesn't have energy. So then whatever we want to do with the water, to push it through the pipelines, to drink it, we have to give back our own energy, or we have to use more energy in the building to push such a water. And as I said, it's very likely that viruses, bacteria, and fungus are developing in the water. So once we rebring the structure of water, we are able to gain microbiological stability, and we can build the safe environment in any kind of water. It's proven by science. Basically, we have more than 200 institutes worldwide which focus on structure of water. Still, it's not very famous topic. More people concentrate on chemical properties of water, but we cannot forget that by affecting water through physics, we impact as well chemical part of the water. So whatever we impact water with, like the negative factors, unfortunately the water starts to lose its natural possibility to build immunity. And nowadays, as we are in COVID times, it's even more important because latest study which different universities did during lockdown and all this year with our COVID situation, they confirmed that, for example, by flushing water in the toilet, we spread viruses and we facilitate the way to get into the air. So if we have them in the air, then we have them in AC, then we have them in the building. So what we should do, and what we have been doing for all those years, we focus on increasing environmental and human resistance. So no matter what kind of virus will come to life, we are still able to protect ourselves. So the technology we use, the main technology is Aquavita Life. It's a kind of wireless water antenna. It affects the water without going, water doesn't go through the device. So what happens, the device is generating 40,000 frequencies to the water. And this way, by this electromagnetic signal which we gives to the water, water regains the structure, and this way we increase oxygen levels up to 96%. We do not emit any harmful substance into the environment. We can reduce usage of chemicals up to 96% or 100%. It depends mainly on the legislation as well, if we are obliged to use it or not. And the first changes just start in the water after 20 seconds. And the difference between our technology and other similar things which have been in the market is that Aquavita Life is continuously generating this energy for the water. So no matter how water is affected by external factors, We continuously give this signal so water can keep a high level of immunity. In case of bigger plants like sewage water plants or big pipelines, we use our Vitatronic, which is a flexible model, and it covers 50 sphere meter radians. The three phases which are we are focusing on is detox, regeneration, stabilization. What does it mean really is that once we plug our technology and water have been, for example, affected by chemicals and other factors for a long time, in first phase or first days, the result can go even worse before they will get to the best stage. But it's not possible that after a while the water finally will not stabilize. So after 14 years, we don't have doubt about that, that there is always the final stage where we balance pH and we balance the microbiological content of the water. So because of improving the water, we are able to save energy up to 48% due to eliminating stone. How it happens once the water gets the structure, it becomes more smooth. So the sediments which we used to have in the water and in the pipes, they cannot stuck to the internal part of the pipelines. So we use less energy to push the water through. The additional device, which is based on magnets, is AquaPower Limescale, and we combine it in synergy with AquaVita Life or Vitatronic in case of high problems with sediments in the pipelines, which is very often happening in Middle East. An additional factor which might be used to improve the water in general are friendly microorganisms. We can see a lot of education from Ministry of Climate Change in last weeks about microorganisms and soil quality and how it's important to grow food and for groundwaters. Even now the vertical farming is not using soil, still the microorganisms which are living in the soil still are affecting our lives. So about sewage water, by using our technology, first of all, we eliminate a usage of chlorine and other chemicals which are used in the plants. We shorten as well the process of aeration of the water, because by increasing the oxygen in the water up to 96%, we do not have to use this process at all. We eliminate the odor because water which has structure, as I said before, the pathogens cannot develop in the water. So even with wastewater, we exchange the processes in water and we do not get bad smell. The organic matter decomposed easier, and we intensify mineralization process, so the self-purification process of the water. In arrow plants, we prolong the life of first of all, what arrow plants does through the process of cleaning, it extremely decreases the level of pH. So then we have to reverse this process, and that's why after using reverse osmosis, we improve the structure of water, so we can cut the usage of chemicals save energy, but as well we prolong life of membranes, which are very often going to be exchanged. So this way we eliminate as well waste, which has to be recycled, or it's even not a recyclable one. In irrigation network, we eliminate the growth of algae, which is a very big problem because it taps the irrigation system, so it must be continuously cleaned. We again stop development of bacteria and fungus. We had such cases in a classic agriculture that by implementing AVL, not only they managed to grow 100% of flowers, which are very hard to harvest, but the algae which were present on the plastic walls of the greenhouse, and they dried up and they fall down, so they reduce as well development of fungus and bad smell inside, which was affecting the employee who were working inside. So we get as well better rooting of plants by watering plants with structured water. They are able to build stronger capillaries and keep more water inside. So we use less water for irrigation, having better quality of plants, but as well we are able to increase the coagulation of soil. So we reduce leakage and loss of the water. And we are able to, the grass is able to produce more chlorophyll, so it's more green with less water. In fountains features, again, we eliminate the usage of chemicals. So if we use for fountains wastewater, it will be the top quality with a fresh smell, with reduced usage of chemical components. It's again safe because pathogens do not develop in the water and pH level is stable. And we eliminate deposits, so we don't have to clean fountains that often as usually we do. In irrigation lake, we can reduce cleaning agents again up to 50%. We definitely increase water transparency. For that goal, we will be using our UFO. As soon as we will print it in SRT-IP, we will be able to fix it in lakes and ocean coastline and bigger area where AVL or Vitatronics are too small or it's not possible to fix them properly. So still by implementing devices on the pipes which enter the lake, we have better oxygen levels, and the algae cannot develop, so we get the more visibility of the water, and we don't have to continuously clean it. And about potable water, it's the application we have already in several restaurants in Dubai. By improving the structure of water with simple filter in the restaurant, in hospitality, as well as at home, we are able to drink tap water, which is often with higher quality than water that we find in plastic bottles. And this way we can reduce plastic waste, but as well we can deliver the best possible water for our body to increase our own immunity system. And at the same time, World Health Organization announced a long time ago that 96% of plastic bottle water is affected by microplastics. So basically we drink soup of chemicals. So even people often are scared to drink tap water. It has definitely much higher quality than the water that we find in shops. So by combining all those factors, we rebuilt uh, holistic vision of clean environment. This way we can reduce waste. We are able to save a lot of water. We don't generate that much plastic. So our vision is to connect all the sectors in which we are working, and there are many, because it's any sector where the water is, there is green tech by Aquacell. So starting from agriculture through hospitality up to schools, private homes, compounds, wastewater plants, transportation, in any sector where is actually liquid. We cover even the petrol industry. You will find our technology there. So the power of our technology is, first of all, that it doesn't need any source of energy. So we don't consume energy at all. Aquavita Life is a source of energy. So it's self-charging battery. We bring 96% of oxygen in the structured water. The first changes come after 20 seconds. And we do not emit any emissions into a natural environment. Last year, we've been shortlisted by Emirates Green Building Council in MENA Green Building Awards as Water Management Best Product of the Year. And this year, we are taking part in Global Innovation Award with partners. We've been already working with Ministry of Climate Change and BIA, thanks to SRTIP again. And if you want to know more, you can contact my business partner, Dino Boris, who's, I'm sure he's now in our beautiful office in the park. Thank you.
Actually, I just saw Dino walk by. So yeah, he's been watching the webinar as we speak. Thank you so much for that, Angie. I mean, a lot of takeaways. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in environmental technologies, but I see there is the number of applications is really immense, and I think it just leaves rest to the imagination. I guess one of the first questions from my side would be in terms of application. Obviously, there is quite a large amount of interest here in the UAE, in Sharjah and Dubai as well. You know, we've been working on a few personally ourselves. How are the applications going so far in Europe? Because, you know, as you said, you've been in the field for 15, 16 years. How do you see the general response from Europe, from where you've been for the last 16 years in the uptake? What is the feedback you've been getting? And what are some of the challenges that you've been facing in terms of creating this awareness, you know, for these kind of technologies that are, some people may feel it's too good to be true, but, you know, it's tangible. We can see the results already.
We don't have any doubts about our technology. For sure, challenging is the old approach of universities and organizations in Poland, where they often do not want to pick the new topic because it asks from them a lot of time and engagement in running studies. So I know it from the perspective of Water National Institute. More active for sure is the sector from green buildings. By the way, we've been assessed last year to more than 35 different building standards. So in Europe, I think the pioneers and the most active countries which talk about structure of water and they practice it is Austria and Germany. That's where we produce our technology. So most of wellness center for older people and hotels, they use structured water because by swimming in this water, people increase coagulation of calcium in the bones, which is very important for older people. We have several implementation in agriculture sector, in big corporate companies like LPP, which is a kind of Polish Inditex. They are present in 25 countries. They just opened lately the shop in Dubai Mall. So they have devices for space in the headquarters. We have several hotels where you can swim in structured water. And a lot of private clients who see benefits of structured water straight away, especially in a cost of maintenance of the house. They don't have to exchange, for example, old infrastructure, because by rebringing the structure, water improved, so all the old sediments went out, and they save a lot of money of rebuilding the houses.
Fantastic. Is there any, are you allowed to disclose any of the hotels where we can swim in structured water here in the UAE for some of our viewers?
Yeah, the hotel we implemented, AVL, is address downtown. So I'm sure they are welcoming all the people who want to swim there. We are expecting now the water results from them, but definitely just without the lab studies, you can see that first time we visited them, you were standing there looking at Burj Khalifa with this amazing view and breathing the chlorine evaporating from the pool. Once after a few weeks, I visited them before flying back to Europe. There was no smell, and I checked the water myself in each of cascade pools, and it was having beautiful smell like swimming in the clean lake or ocean. So a part of that, we don't get harmed by chemicals. We improve our immunity and regenerate faster swimming in such water. Our plan is to make a map of all the swimming pools, which will have our devices in Emirates. Hopefully, Sharjah collection will be next one soon. And for sure, House of Wisdom will have a relaxed space.
Yeah, definitely. That's really good to see. So for our viewers, have a visit down to address downtown pretty soon in Sharjah collection to have a feel for the structured water. One thing that has been on the back of my mind, probably maybe a rookie question from me, is there such a thing as a water that is too clean? What is your opinion of this? Can it just be too clean, and can it be too clean, or should there be some elements in it?
That's reverse osmosis water. It's too clean and it's dead. That's why after the process, they have to put synthetic minerals into the water. And there is as well now there is this madness with high pH level, like Kangen water, which gets up to 14, the pH, which the normal, if someone doesn't know, is 7.6. So what the difference between all those inventions and structured water is that if you have structured water, your organism or the environment is able to balance itself. So if you start to drink this too clean water, you can overdose it, and you will simply get sick. But this theory comes from that people think that due to civilization and all we did to ourselves and eating fast food, bad food, and living in bad environment, definitely we have two acid bodies. So by drinking the opposite water with high pH level, we will get better. But this way, you never know if you overdose it or not.
Interesting.
So, the answer to your question is yes, the water can be too clean.
Too clean for our own good. So that's really an interesting take. So I guess with some of these solutions, we're more or less trying to bring water to the level of the way nature intended it, if I'm not mistaken, to have the right balance of all the different nutrients and elements in it. I'm not sure if you have a few questions from the audience. I guess there aren't many questions. Um, if I may ask, what's your experience? I mean, you've been working with Europe, and now you've done a few pilot projects in the agri-tech sector here in the UAE. What has been your experience so far? I know some of these projects you're still waiting to get the secondary results because you just deployed some of these pilots very recently. But what's been the initial feedback from the agri-tech segment?
It's very good. Vegetech, for example, they have been using already, they have been doing some trials with, I guess, German scientists. So they were playing music to the plants and checking how they grow, if it's better or not. This is very nice sector for us because with plants you see rapid change, and it's very good to work with partners who already know that physical parameters affect the growth of plants. So I hope we didn't have results from this vertical farming yet, but I'm sure that's the problem they faces often is that due to RO plants, the water is losing pH, so they have to then regain that pH for the plants. And I hope that in vertical farming, the same result will be that the bad smell which is inside due to water which is constantly in the building, it will be gone, and as well that we will solve the issue with algae which are growing and they tap the entrance for the irrigation system.
Fantastic.
Then
We have a quick.
Yeah, by
Sorry.
irrigation, you prolong as well the life of plants. So they live longer, and then you have less waste, food waste.
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? To reduce as much food waste as possible. We have a question from Yusuf Jalil, who's asking, can this technology be directly applied in big water tanks? I guess.
Can what, sorry?
Can this technology be directly applied in big water tanks? I guess the idea is, can we use it in large?
Yeah, of course it can. If the pipe is too large, we implement Vitatronic, which is based on the same technology. For example, now we run a pilot with Majid Al Futtaim in the cooling towers, and because it's a huge space on a rooftop in the Era city center, we implement one AVL on the small pipe, which is dosing chemicals for cooling tower, plus two Vitatronics which cover entire area like machinery room and all those water things outside.
I hope that answered Yusuf Jalil's question. The short answer is yes, it can be used. Of course, I guess it would need to be implemented in one of the pipes for maximum effect. If you don't have any questions, I have sort of I'm not sure if it's a rhetorical one, but what's your, I know you're a very ardent promoter of environment technologies and for a better environment for the future. What is your vision for the next 5 years? What do you expect? What do you want to see in the next 5 years in terms of legislations, in terms of the uptake of such technologies, and what do you want to see happen in the next 5 years to have to put the cliche, to insert the cliche, to have a better world for our next generations?
I want to see, first of all, UAE implementing our holistic vision and cooperation between Emirates, definitely. because there is problem of scarcity of water. The underground water is getting salty. The ocean is dying. We will be soon floating in tons of plastic bottles. And with COVID, we will be as well floating in masks and gloves, because only Italy unfortunately created 300 million tons of PPE trash just in 6 months. And there are more bigger polluters like China and USA. And so, and definitely we want to establish our institute, which will be based in SRTIP, of course. About legislation, the most important thing for us is to change just one phrase in legislation, which doesn't oblige hospitality sector or any sector to use chemicals just because if you improve quality of water with alternative technologies, you shouldn't be forced to use chemicals if your water is much better than even the guidelines are saying. So this is our goal, definitely. We are building the green standards for each sector as well, which are using our technology, like for example, Reef Kushiyaki restaurant, Kushi by Reef. Soon we will label address downtown, because we want people to know that the hotel or the restaurant or the owner is having this sustainable approach. So we want to push this legislation through Prime Minister office and make it legal. Definitely we want to build guidelines for sectors with Ministry of Climate Change. And we started conversation with Dubai Tourism Authority about program for hospitality to convince them to go more green, because of course due to COVID the budgets and the possibilities of this sector are lower than before.
Fantastic, exciting times, Angie. I know there you have a lot of different elements on your plate. It's really exciting times ahead, and we're really fortunate to have you as part of the SRTIP Park, and a lot of exciting initiatives to come ahead. I want to thank all our participants who've joined us today. Thank you very much, Angie, for being a part of this expert panel. I'm sure there'll be many more questions. If anyone would like to reach out to Angie or to Dinu, who represents Agritech here in the UAE, the contact details are on there. Or please feel free to reach us at SRTIP as well. And we're happy to discuss more of such solutions and technologies, which are more tangible, more on the ground, and more towards actually delivering an impact, not just to the Emirate of Sharjah, but to the UAE and the greater region as well. Thank you once again, Angie, for your time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure and honor. I hope to be back soon to the park next week.
And we can do a more live event the next time around once you're here.
Yeah. Feel free to contact me if anyone has questions or would like to ask about particular implementation of technology on a big scale, small scale, any scale.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone, and wish everyone a good afternoon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.